So I'll say the first place that I saw you was YouTube. And that kind of made me aware of you because I used to be in that place where I'm like, okay, what are other actors doing like as they're on the rise and stuff? So I used to like play your videos on YouTube like while I was doing other stuff and see
Yeah.
you be very vulnerable and open about how you were with going to acting classes and booking things and being excited about booking things. But I want to go all the way back. So tell us a little bit about your childhood and before you got into acting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm the oldest of three. They're all girls. And I didn't really come from like a performer's background or performer's household. Besides the fact that like my mom, she was in a choir and she's still in a choir from her all girls college. And I think because they would like to do things and put on shows, that kind of introduced me to the world of entertainment because they would need little kids for things and then they'd put on like church plays and stuff and church musicals and I was always recruited to be in them. But I still came from like a very traditional like 9 to 5 background and household and their priorities were getting us into like med school and all those things. And so yeah, like I grew up loving engineering but also still trying to join like the dance team and chorus and trying to get myself into the school plays and stuff. And I think one of the first times I realized that yeah, I want to do this was um and I think about the fourth grade, I had to audition to be in the school's musical, and it was a Christmas musical where I played a character called Lady Baba, which was a play off of Lady Gaga. And they put me in this like reindeer costume, and I was a judge, and I was judging all the kids, and I had this little solo and stuff. Um, yeah, and after that, I just made sure I was doing everything in my power to be in some type of extracurricular that could just support my love for entertainment and performing. And then I continued to watch like Disney Channel and saw people like Raven Simone and Keke Palmer. And I was like, yeah, y'all are everything to me. And I also want to be everything. So
I,
yeah.
I love and what's crazy is I don't think Raven Simone and Keke Palmer knew how much they impacted like black girls.
They raised a generation. They raised a generation. Like literally, if I ever meet Raven Simone specifically, I will cry. She literally raised me, sobbing. I don't think she knows the power. I don't think she knows her impact. I don't think she realizes that like for comedic auditions that require such physical comedy, every single black girl studies her episodes, her movies to prepare for an audition. I don't think she knows that. I don't like she raised me and to this day I still study her like an acting class.
Yes, like her, and you said it when you said the physical comedy. She just would go all the way there with the physical comedy, and it was never like a hold back, but the timing was impeccable.
Yes.
Impeccable.
Uh
Like, would you
Flower.
say, okay, when you go back to the early years of performing, do you remember the feeling that it would get you, like that it would give you when you would perform?
Yeah, it was a rush. It was like it felt like I was conquering the world, like I could do anything. And it still feels that way. Because the scariest thing is to be perceived by the masses. And doing that at a young age and not knowing how like impactful and how powerful that can be is I think that's it was the coolest thing. And then I also know that like I would do certain things and I think I intentionally fell during the performance because I wanted a reaction out of people. Like young me was low key a narcissist almost or something. But um and I remember making everyone laugh and I was like it felt like a drug. I was like, I need to do that again. I
Yeah.
need to do something like I need that reaction. Um and yeah, I just kept chasing that high, chasing that, oh wow, my little movements can move people and make them feel some type of way. And then that slowly turned into like from comedic to dramatic. And I realized that if I did dramatic pieces and like plays, you could also invoke an emotion out of these people as well. And I think it's such a beautiful thing to just like see how people can almost empathize with you without experiencing those feelings. You know what I mean? That's what art is.
I love, and you said it, it's for people not in the acting world, they don't understand that rush to be able to affect someone. Like to literally be able to have the audience in your shoes and really root for you or root against you. Um, it
Yeah.
it's a catharsis, like to be in that position to be able to do that. And everyone doesn't have that gift to be able to do that. Um,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful to see and meet people that have that gift. And I feel like you're one of those people that have that gift. That's why I wanted you
Thank you.
for sure. I think the thing that I fell in love with your journey is I remember somewhere in your YouTube space, you were becoming obsessed with training. Like, and
Yeah.
like you were excited, like, okay, because I remember one specific video where you're like, okay, I have this Zoom class and I have to prepare and I have my script, and people have to fall in love with training to be in this business,
Mhm.
successful in this business, and look at it as a everyday tool. So I want you to talk a little bit about your training in this space. And because I did some research and you have like a lot that popped up in terms of trainings and in terms of trainings and workshops. So I would love
Yeah.
to talk a little bit about your journey in training in this realm.
Yeah. Oh man. That is so funny that you bring that up because I've had other people tell me that as well, and they're like, how do you even find the time? How do you even find the want to? And honestly, like anything else, this is a career. I think because my parents kind of like instilled the importance of being good at something and trying your hardest at it, whether it's like engineering, whether it's you wanting to be a doctor, that this is equivalent to being an actor. You have to put in the efforts and you have to get the education to be good at this. And that's how I always viewed it. Um, and I hope people view it that way as well, because I think there's like a lack of respect for the arts. If it's people think that you are just naturally born, like you're a natural born talent at it, or nepotism, the importance and the um I don't know, I just think people have taken art to be this low effort thing, and that's not the case at all. But yeah, I realized that like with anything you have to study at this. So thankfully, I was still in school when I started pursuing acting. And with school, I was up every single night studying. So I applied those same study techniques and tactics that I had for school to acting. And yeah, I started doing research on YouTube. I started doing research on Spotify specifically. Oh my goodness, guys. Similar to what you're doing here, there are so many other podcasts out there where you can listen to people's to the people that you almost idolize in their careers, and they will break down their steps into how they got here. And that's what I hope to do today. And honestly, thank you so much for giving me the platform. But I was listening to people like um like Sierra Riley Wilson on she did the new On My Block spinoff, and I was auditioning for that at that time too. And just to hear that she was taking classes at AMAW, then I enrolled into AMAW. I was hearing people from Bridgerton at AMAW. I was hearing people at um all these other like spaces that I love them from, and they were taking classes at Michelle Danner. So I took classes at Michelle Danner, and I loved the class at Michelle Danner. I loved learning from AMAW. I loved learning from who else did I take classes with? Um, oh, even Love Acting Studio, who I still coach with to this day. I learned that the people from Grand Army, the girls off of Grand Army were studying at that studio. I was like, okay, let me study there. And thankfully I did, because first of all, she's a black woman. So I that's why I stuck with her firstly. She's a black woman. She understands my breakdown. She understands my auditions because she's had to audition for the roles that I've auditioned for in the past, and she understands my language and the tone and the cadence that a lot of these shows require out of me, even past me. Um, she understands like Black American media too, in a way that I don't. being as a first gen. So it's like I truly do appreciate her and how she's taken me under my wing, her wing, because yeah, she's gotten me through some very, very difficult auditions, very, very difficult times of my life. Um, and so, yeah, I'm very, very grateful for the internet and how people have like just completely unveiled themselves and put themselves out there on the internet because you have the world at your fingertips, which is very much inspired me to post. And that's why I post too, because there are celebrities, A-list celebrities that you can find their entire trajectory just by a quick little 45-minute, podcast interview. And that's the coolest thing. Um, and so when I would feel down about my career or like I felt stagnant, I would go back to class. Um, and I think that's any actor should do that. I feel like if you're feeling as if you don't have any type of emotion right now, the first thing you should do is get into class, and then the second is find a community online. And that's what I push. Find your community online. Find your people on TikTok. Don't let them tell you that TikTok isn't isn't a source, isn't a tool. TikTok is everything. What else about school? Yeah. I would go to these different classes. I would feel as if I've learned everything I needed to in this moment at this place and then hop to another class. And I'm glad that I did it that way because one studio won't teach you everything. Even though these people found everything here, you might not. So hop around and you will build your own technique. You will take little bits from every single class and you will build your own system that works for you when it comes to auditions. And yeah, I think that's the best way. It's not going to be one method. It's not going to be one technique or one schooling. It's going to be a anomalation of everything. Yeah.
Thank you for being like in detail with that because like you said, using podcasts and using TikTok and whatever, I know the feeling because that's the feeling I used to get when I would watch your content. If you're on one side of things and you haven't booked, right? And then you see somebody and you're like, "Oh, they're doing it and they're sharing the
Mhm.
information and they're showing me their journey to get to set." And one thing I live for is set vlogs. Like
Yes.
set vlogs,
Oh,
it's like it gives you such a good feeling of hope, especially as
yes.
an actor, because you're like, oh, they're doing this. They got their crafty, they're in their trailer. It just gives you that peek in because I feel like for the longest time it was so gate kept. So
Yes.
because it's like no one really wants, well, I'll say this, more people give you the tools now because they're like, hey, I'm doing this and God wants me to share this with other people. So I'm gonna tell y'all, what I got going on because it's not going to mess up anything I have going on. It's actually going to
Yeah.
be more. It's going to bless me more to share this information.
I don't know what it is. Like that people are gatekeeping the industry and it's from a scarcity mindset. They're me
Yes.
sharing my journey will never take away from like myself and it'll add to other people.
Yep.
I God has given me a gift and God has given me my journey.
Yep.
Me sharing that will not hurt me in any sort of manner. So you need to share your journey as well. I don't know why people think that like sharing your tips and tricks
Yep.
will put someone on, it'll surpass you. And even if it does, why does it matter if you're on your own path?
It's okay. And I think
Like,
it, like you said, it is the scarcity mindset. It's the mindset of,
yeah,
hey, if I tell them this, or if I tell them how I booked this, look, in this industry, you could tell people all day. But if it's not for you, you're not gonna book it. And let's just be real, you're just not going to book it. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. You shared that beautifully about your training experiences. So I want to
yeah,
bit about your transition from Atlanta. No, no, no. Before I do that, well, no, we can combine that. I want to talk about your transition from Atlanta to Los Angeles. Okay, what made you decide
yeah.
to make that leap to go to Los Angeles from Atlanta?
Oh, it was like a combination of things. I firstly felt like as a child and as a student, they always say your job is to do good at school, to do well at school. And then after you go to school, you can do whatever you want with your life, or at least that's what my household enforced. They were like, your job is to go to school, get your A's, get a degree. After that, you can do whatever you want. Um, and so after school, I was like, okay, it's not my time. Secondly, I ended up getting like a corporate job that I felt as if I was cheating myself and cheating God. And I was like, as morbid as it sounds, I don't want to get deep. I was like, I'm gonna die here. That's what it felt like. that's I'm being so real. It felt like, girl, if you stay here another month, this is not what you were placed on this world to do. Genuinely, God did not place human nature on this world to work a 9 to 5 to you're 70 years old and then you live for another 5 years. So I don't know. I was like, do what you need to do in this life to feel satisfied, to be full. Um, so yeah, I also like I knew that I wanted to move. I needed a catalyst. I've been saying that I wanted to move since I was 16 years old. At 16 years old, funnily enough, that's when I started YouTube because I saw another girl at 16 fly out to LA for pilot season. And then I was like, after that, I knew that LA was where I needed to be. Um, so I'd been planning for it since 16, and then when I was 19, I officially started saving. The savings would diminish, but that was an active goal of mine for 4 years after that. And I'm not saying that everything I was able to accumulate 4 years of savings at 19, but I had a separate account for LA at 19, and it would come go in and out. Um, and then I needed some type of push. And the push was I found four great girls who were interested in moving to LA. And December 2024, we all started throwing around that idea. Let's move to LA. Let's move to LA. And I was like, yeah, let's give ourselves 6 months, save all that we can, move um, May, not May. Oh my gosh, move summer 2026. Ooh, not 2026, 2025. Excuse me, because it's been a year. Summer 2026. Didn't know which date summer 2026, but just wanted to move. Fortunately enough, too, May 2020. Why do I keep saying 2026? Excuse me. I'm so bad with years. Moving May 2025. Um, uh, Thankfully, 2 months before I was supposed to move, I booked Southern Fried Rice. Um, and I took the money between my 9 to 5 and Southern Fried Rice, and that pretty much gave me my goal of moving in less than 3 months of the move. And then, yeah, I just made the leap after that. So in July 2025, I actually booked a couple commercials out here. So I ended up moving here a month before I was supposed to. Um, and then I officially made the jump in September. Like I signed the lease in September 1st. It, I think the best thing to do is just to go all in, give yourself no, like nothing, no cushions, no plan Bs. I feel as if I didn't make the move earlier because I kept putting some type of like constraint on it. I kept putting, um, I need to do this, I need to have this before I do this. And that's almost like shortchanging yourself, is shortchanging your relationship and your faith with whoever you might like pray to. And yeah, I just knew that like God had me. Like everything would be fine. God will make a way. And so yeah, I moved even earlier than what I was supposed to, and it all turned out pretty well.
It seems like a lot of the times in a faith walk, we're like, okay, God, I'll do it when I got this. I'll do it when I got this amount of money, this, right?
Yeah.
But God in your path showed it's like, no, I got you because I'm gonna have you book this, I'm gonna have you book this. And your faith and your planning and your preparation put you in that space. And I really admire that when you knew that you wanted to move, you were doing as much prep as you could possible, where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
plan, let me
But
find some
life
book.
was happening.
like life be life, and so for you to do that at such
Yeah.
a young age is very admirable because planning is what is important, and that's the work that you're doing. And I can tell that the girls that you live with, y'all are very like-minded people. Like
Yes. Yeah.
like is a hub for success. And I think it's really important for who you're around for you all to
Very
constantly
true.
push each other, like push and where it's like, oh, like I gotta keep this up because we're all really pushing towards something. Now, you touched a little bit on it, but I do want to go back to Southern Fried Rice because unless, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, would you say that Southern Fried Rice is the project that put the most eyes on you?
Yes. Oh
Okay.
my goodness, yes. And it's probably going to be the only project for a minute. I've booked SAG things since then, and I don't think they will even cause the waves that Southern Fried Rice caused.
Talk, how is that process like having more eyes on you, like compared to what you were used to? How was that?
Oh man. Obviously it's very different because whatever you do matters more now, especially since I know it wasn't too well received by the masses. So it felt like my next steps truly do matter and how people's like opinions are shaped around me. You know what I mean? Like I felt as if this was almost a trip up in other people's eyes. I don't feel that way, but other people will feel that way. And so my next steps in my next post and my next like project truly does matter and it almost will solidify people's opinions of me because some people felt as if, yeah,
What's interesting is being a person on the outside looking in and actually enjoying the show. I feel like when you're a part of,
yeah,
like being a part of something, it's like I'm sure you see more negative than positive because you're already critiquing yourself. Do you get what I'm saying?
yes,
And you
yeah,
think about the people that actually enjoyed what happened. Like, because it's like people try to run with a narrative, I've noticed. Whether something is really good or really bad, or they feel this or feel that, one person can latch on and then it's like, okay, everybody, let's have a conversation about this. But you forget about the people that actually feel positively about it, if that makes sense.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And it's so funny too because sometimes it does feel as if like the negative voices were louder than the positive. It
Mhm.
does feel like that sometimes, but that's not true. That's not the truth. That's just online. But in person, I've only ever felt and experienced love
Exactly.
and proud from my community. And so, yeah, it's like it's very unfortunate that like the negative social media response has almost jaded the experience because in the moment I was so proud. In the moment, and I'm still so proud of the work that we did. In
Yes.
in the moment of filming, it was the most fun experience ever. It was the most like community-based thing I've ever experienced as well. It was literally a month of people from all sides of the country
Yes.
coming to Atlanta to film and to experience like the HBCU college experience that they might have not experienced. And it was literally nothing but a passion project that everyone was in love with and everyone enjoyed. And it was like a second chance at college for me. Um, and yeah, it was like I every single day I made a choice to be there, and the return was so great. So it was very unfortunate that the almost like the premiere took away from that experience because I loved every single moment of it. I've never felt so supported during like a filming process as I did it on Southern Fried Rice. Um, yeah, but I'm so grateful for the team. I'm so grateful for the network and for Damn Right Originals and for Shayla and all these people because regardless of it, they never felt made me feel any kind of like way. They were so supportive and so proud of my performance in the show, and
Mhm.
that's literally all that mattered. I We did what they envisioned for the show, and as an actor, that's the proudest thing, and that's the happiest thing that can you can hear from, the creators of a project, is that you were exactly what I envisioned. And yeah, I'm just so proud and happy that the people that needed to see it saw it,
Yes.
because the people in the industry, the funny part is that the people in the industry enjoy the work.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm starting to see. Like, I've had several directors and writers and other people from other production companies say that we enjoyed the work and we are interested in you, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's all that matters right now. Yeah.
That is, and I'll say this, and I know in no way are you looking for someone to pat you on your back or anything. I get it. It's like
It's
that's
good to hear.
you. I feel like as actors, when we do something, when we have did our job, it is what it is. And I'm gonna be honest, for the narrative that people try to run with shows is what they disagree with or not disagree with. It's not performance based. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, that's
Yeah.
a space where I know as an actor you'd be like, "Oh no, they talked about my acting." But I that's not the narrative. That's people are going to pull from stuff and pull from ideas and like, "Oh, this isn't valid," or this wouldn't happen. People are going to do that forever with film. And the thing with that is the beauty of getting that conversation started is that the conversation is started because
Yes.
now you have people wanting to know more and wanting to watch and wanting to look deeper. But what I enjoyed from your performance is you have a certain magnetic nature. Like you're fun to watch. I love those people where I can look at them and be like, this person is interesting. Like this person is drawing me in with what they're doing. Because I've seen you in different genres at this point. I've seen you do the comedy thing. I've seen you do, reenactments. I've seen you do thrillers. All of these are at different levels. So I'm excited to see as you move forward and get in front of even more people and big screen stuff, I'm excited to see what that translates into. Like, I'm very excited about that.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so believe it or not, we have 7 minutes because we were on our little time. So, with the remainder, it goes by really quickly. With the remainder,
Yeah. Yeah.
first off, I want to congratulate you on your recent booking that you just got back from. I know you probably can't talk
Thank,
much, but congrats on that. Um, I see
thank you.
you will be entering the Netflix world next year. Netflix,
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a little time. So tell me how you
Yeah.
feel about that experience and if that's already been filmed. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's already been filmed. I filmed that in March this year. Um, Firstly, like, mind blown. That was the coolest thing ever. I don't know. It's so validating getting a booking and finally putting yourself out there and getting the return that I am, because sometimes you feel crazy pursuing this industry because no one else around you is, and especially coming from the South, like, I come from like a military feeder community. You know what I mean? Like, I come from, you either become a nurse or you go into the military. You meet your high school sweetheart, you get married, and you have kids in 2 years after graduation. That's the city that I come from. I always say Atlanta. I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from the South, like and like almost an hour and a half below Atlanta. Um, and so you almost feel insane pursuing this. So yeah, All the Sinners Bleed was such a validating experience. It was so cool. They flew me out back to Atlanta because I was here in LA when I booked that. And then it's for, I think, like, Steven Spielberg's attached to it, and the Obama's Foundation, their production company's attached to it. And then all these people that I've like loved before, um like the people Black Panther and Sinners. It just felt like that's literally the next step, like going from one Black production. Because before, the last thing I did was I did a couple pilots, but the only thing that came out since then was Southern Fried Rice. And I was like truly the next step. You know what I mean? Like I went from this indie a Black supportive network to the almost corporate version of that company. And I was like, this is all I want to do. I'm surrounded by people that I want to be with and be like. And it was, yeah, I felt like it was a master class. Um, I was, it felt like I was living my podcast dream because all I do is listen to podcasts and watch step blogs and watch people go to Vancouver and go to all these places to do their work. And this is now my life. Like it was, I was doing all these things as a form of almost manifestation and prayer, and now I'm living that. And yeah, it was so cool. And I hope to do this for the rest of my life, genuinely. Like, so cool.
What I will say this, I I want you to know the work that you've done, you're where you're supposed to be. If you ever doubt it, which I know we're human beings, we are going to doubt things, but the work that you did and the passion that you have and the trust that you have in God will continue to propel you. I pray that He continues to surprise you and shock you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like He's just going to continue to shock you. And I pray that He continues to soothe your brain when you have any feelings of discouragement because I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand how it is to I'll say I might not understand that side of it that much at this point in my career, but having a lot of eyes on you, He will preserve you and He will keep you in the space of safety in those times too. Now, I want to ask you if you could if you could book something else next, what would you want to book? And then after that, we can say farewell because we have 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. I would love to do an indie project. I know that so many Black celebrities have their own production companies now. I want to work with Janelle Monáe. I want to work with Stephen Curry's production company. I want to work with Ryan Coogler. I know that he has like so many passion projects. I know that he's even doing like that. The pilot right now for the X Files. I want to prioritize like good art. And unfortunately I do feel as if it comes from like Black indie spaces. So I just want to do something that comes from the soul, comes from people's love of it. And I really just want to book an indie. Like that's all.
I tell you
Yeah.
what you mean with it's something about indie filmmaking. It's really fun.
Hmm.
Like it
Hmm.
really starting to take that front seat, like with what gets that buzz going and what people are drawn to. And it's a family feeling with independent films. It's
Yeah.
it's the family feel. Okay, so I want to say thank you so much for doing this. I know you are a busy woman these days, and I know you're going to become busier and busier.
Yeah.
But I really
Thank you.
coming on and doing this. You are someone that I look up to, that I've looked up to for years. So I'm really, really excited to have you on and to share this.
I didn't even say this. Thank you for like introducing me to the world of Shayla Raquel. Thank you for inviting me to the off brands. That was so eye-opening and just I wasn't familiar with filmmakers before that. Genuinely, I didn't follow any filmmakers. I didn't know of anyone doing anything besides the thrillers that I was a part of, which came from a high school friend. So because of you, I started eyeing other people and supporting short films and pilots and proof of concepts and everything. And now I follow so many people. You were literally the catalyst and the introduction into that world. So thank you.
Of course, thank you so much for those words. And thank you all for watching us.
Volumes. Even if your voice just shakes, every little moment leaves a tidal volumes. Let the silence resonate. There's a word between the words we never said. tonight. We're speaking